Hey, welcome to episode 120. We Made It podcast. As you can see, it's your boy Bam here by myself. Caesar's out there in Hawaii, living it up, doing big things. I haven't even talked to him since he's gone. No, I'm joking. But yeah, Caesar is on vacation right now, taking a holiday out there in Hawaii, surfing or something like that, and swimming with sweet sea turtles. I got to see sea turtles in Long Beach. Caesar out in Hawaii seeing sea turtles. But yeah, doing the show by myself. Unfortunately, talking about some important things today. Wish I would be talking about them with Caesar, but he's big balling out on that colonized island over there. Yeah, episode 120. We Made a podcast. Make sure you check us out. We Made a podcast.com. At We Made a Podcast on all social media. Hopefully, this episode I'm going to be having Dro calling in a little bit later to talk about Arsenal. Let me actually just check this DM he just sent so I make sure I don't say some false information. But yeah, okay. We'll get Dro in about 20 minutes. Cool. We Made a Podcast.com. At We Made a Podcast on all social media. Yeah, make sure you check us out. And make sure you check out Dro, the Gooner. He's on YouTube doing his thing. Obviously, EPL started last week. He already has a video up of that game against Newcastle. I have a bit of a recap. We're going to talk about that, and we're going to talk about things coming up with Arsenal and EPL and maybe some other leagues as well. Make sure you check out Tiki Talker Podcast. Check out their old episodes, too, and go check out our old episodes, too. This is episode 120. I think this is our 133rd upload or something like that. Apologies, I will be sipping my coffee during this episode, as I used to do last year during the World Cup. But yeah, let's get into it. I want to start off the episode by saying congratulations to Hope Solo. She will be part of the BN talent nowadays. They just announced it a few days ago that she's going to be on BN now. She's going to be co-hosting a show with Jeremy St. Louis called Weekend. I keep on wanting to say Weekend Warriors, but Weekend Winners. Starts, what's today? Today's the 14th. This episode will be up on the 15th. This starts next Monday on the 19th. So that should be exciting. Hope Solo, to my knowledge, was doing some things during the Women's World Cup for The Guardian and for BBC, if I'm not mistaken. She had a few articles and stuff like that, mostly hating on Jill Ellis, but it's all good. But yeah, here We Made a Podcast, that we rock with Hope Solo from day one. We supported her presidency for the USSF. There were some, I should have went back and tried to look up this writer who basically made a joke out of her whole running for the USSF presidency. And we called him out on an episode and said that, he was being ridiculous. And, we supported her, and the things that she was talking about were important. And, a lot of the things that she was talking about then, they are starting to come up more now because of the Women's World Cup. I give her a lot of credit for speaking about that stuff alone. I don't want to say alone. Maybe, I'm sure there were other people speaking about it too, but there weren't a whole lot of people saying yeah, Hope Solo's right. Especially now, especially people at BN and stuff like that. They were covering that USSF election, and I didn't really see much about her candidacy back then, and I thought it was important. Not, people talk about her controversy and stuff like that means nothing. She's had a lot of really amazing and prescient things to say about the women's sport and the sport in general. And she's also talked about racism in the sport too. We covered this, once again, I can't remember what episode it was, but it was a while ago. She had an article, I want to say it was in The Guardian, and she was talking about the if you see this video on YouTube, I'm doing air quotes, but she was calling it the ponytail posse. And, she's talked about racism in the sport and a lot of different things and the finances and stuff like that. And she's come at the USSF Mafia, hard body karate. So congratulations to her. Here We Made a Podcast. I looked this up because 2 years ago, this was actually pretty much exactly 2 years ago, August 2nd, 2017, on our 12th episode, we had a whole segment about where are the female analysts. And, we might have put that up on YouTube as well. That might have been one of our early YouTube uploads, actually, or at least a part of that. But yeah, we were talking about where's the female analyst, especially here in America. Most of the on-air talent at BN are not American. But we thought that it was like, how are we having the United States of America soccer media? How come we're not having more women on there when the women are actually good and the men are terrible? But I guess part of that is that most of the male on-air talent in the United States soccer media aren't American. So, and I'm not trying to say anything bad about that, but, usually, I watch BN. I don't really watch ESPN FC that much, but, most of the time you turn on. The other day I turned on BN when they first came back. It was two Canadians. Gary Bailey is British, or I don't know if he's claiming England or South Africa, and then Thomas Rongen is Dutch. So you don't really have that many much American on-air talent, but I'm happy to have Hope Solo, an American legend player, legendary World Cup winner, Olympic gold winner, super accomplished. I really hope I guess I should bring it up. I really hope that she don't be getting them crazy comments. Anybody who's ever seen a Hope Solo, post on Facebook or something like that, it's ridiculous in those comments. I really hope that that's not the case, and people, soccer fans, we got a lot of really crazy soccer fans. I really hope that doesn't happen, and I'm very excited to see her at BN. They also hired a new woman there. I forgot her name, but she's a former Canadian player. So yeah, they're doing a lot to create more diversity at BN. Let's hope they get some more diversity. But yeah, congratulations to Hope Solo, baller. I think we named an episode after her. I can't remember the episode. It was when she was running for the USSF presidency, and we were really excited about it. I can't remember if we named the episode after her with something, but I did use the beat for Future's song Solo off the Hendrix album for that episode because we does this. Anyway, yeah, congratulations to Hope Solo. Also, like I said, there's a lot going on in the sports world. Obviously, here we made a podcast. We don't only talk about football. We talk about things going on in the sports world in general. I saw this happened recently, and I wanted to talk about it. I do wish Caesar was here for this, but I don't want to wait till he's back because it's going to be super old by then, and you got to stay current these days. But because it's already kind of not old now, but it's from 4 days ago. United States Olympic medalist Race Imboden, gold medalist in fencing, he took a knee while receiving his gold medal. Let me read part of this article. I like to actually watch some of the Pan American Games, but I didn't know what channel it was on, so I didn't catch any of it this year. And I can't front like I've ever really watched fencing. Obviously, watching the Olympics, you kind of come, oh, fencing, and then you just change it or go to some other sport. But he is a fencer. From my research, he's been winning gold medals since 2011, so he's a baller fencer. He's 26 years old, so he's been winning gold medals for a minute. This is what he said about him taking a knee. He said, "We must call for change." Or did he put this on Twitter? Let me see. Yeah, him explaining his actions on Twitter. It looks like there's another dude kneeling with him. Okay, who's that? Miles Chamley Watson? Okay. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, that was 2017. Okay, he's been doing this for a minute. Okay, so he said on Twitter, Race Imboden, "We must call for change. This week I'm honored to represent Team USA at the Pan Am Games, taking home gold and bronze. Baller. My pride, however, has been cut short by the multiple shortcomings of the country I hold so dear to my heart. Racism, gun control, mistreatment of immigrants, and a president who spreads hate are at the top of a long list." He continued to say, "I chose to sacrifice my moment today at the top of the podium to call attention to issues that I believe need to be addressed. I encourage others to please use your platforms for empowerment and change." Yeah, so he's going hard. I guess he's going to be sanctioned in some way. Um, okay, let me actually read this too. Imboden's gesture preceded a similar protest on Saturday by American hammer thrower Gwen Berry, who raised her fist at the end of a national anthem after winning the gold. She said, "I love representing my country. America is a great country. It's the best country in the world. However, what we are standing for right now is complete and utter. It's extreme injustice." So look at American athletes going hard at the Pan Am Games. I wonder if any other countries' athletes having some protests. I'd be curious to see if there was any Brazilian athletes there that were saying, doing some stuff about Bolsonaro or something like that, whom we did talk about on this podcast many times before it was popular, by the way. I think, damn, did we talk about him in 2017? No, we talked about Bolsonaro in 2018 a while ago. Yeah, so I wonder if there were any other athletes going hard like that. Bolsonaro's wilding out, and I could see many athletes, standing up to him. The Pan American Games is like a real, it's the entire America. So there's a lot of wild stuff going on with indigenous rights and all kinds of wild leaders. Also, Carl Lewis was saying some stuff. Let me actually read this really quick. Carl Lewis, legendary former track and field athlete. He was out at the I'm assuming he's a coach for. Is he a coach for the USA track or no? Oh, also the Pan Am Games are in Peru this year in Lima. Future set off that Mali and that white, just like Peru. But what's his name? Carl Lewis was saying that he was calling Trump racist at the daggone Pan Am Games. He's doubled down. Yeah, so it's interesting to see these athletes, using this platform to take a stand against what they deem to be a racist president and things going on in the country. We had those really fatal mass shootings last week, I want to say that was. Who knows? It happens so often. Obviously, El Paso, Texas at the Walmart, and then we had the other one in Dayton, Ohio, not Toledo. And I don't know what was the motivation by the dude in Dayton. Usually those guys get the motivation treatment, if you know what I'm saying. But he seemed like he was some kind of incel and he was mad about his sister or something like that. He did kill his sister also. But the guy in El Paso was motivated by outright racism and not even trying to fall on his side by saying that he was echoing things that the president Donald Trump has said. Those things are important, and it's really cool to me to see athletes representing sports that aren't very popular in America saying, like, you know what, here I'm on this stage, I did something amazing. And instead of just towing the line, they're saying these things are important to me. And they're taking a knee, raising a fist, just like Tommy Smith and John Carlos did. What Olympics was that? Damn, I want to say it was the 70s. Or was it the 60s? Shoot, I don't remember. I remember their names at least. Tommy Smith, John Carlos. I'm pretty sure it was Mexico City. And from what I remember, didn't like the white dude do it too? I can't remember. But we did talk about that on our first special episode, Politics and Sports. It was in between 19 and 21 in 2017. But yeah, it's really dope to see these athletes using their platform to talk about social issues that are important to America. Being a professional athlete and competing on that level is very difficult. You got to sacrifice a lot. And then you're sacrificing a lot going to another country, competing against some of the best in the world and getting that gold medal. Even obviously the Pan Am Games are not the Olympics, but getting that gold medal at any level is a big achievement. And Gwen Berry raced Imboden, who's also apparently he's some kind of hip hop head as well. I guess he did an internship at Fool's Gold Records. Anybody who knows Fool's Gold is a super underground hip hop label, and apparently he's like a DJ in his spare time as well. This is what Wikipedia said. I have no idea if it's true, but I mean his name is interesting. He's from Tampa, and I guess hanging out in Brooklyn these days, or something like that. It's really I lost my train of thought, but using that platform to speak out against issues that you deem important, I can respect that. And for those people who think that, oh, it's only these people that speak out against the president, that's not true. Because you got that guy in UFC. I wish Caesar was here because he would know his name. That guy's a big Trump supporter, and he's doing the same thing. I mean, he uses his platform to big up the president. So it's all fair. If it was if Race Imboden or Gwen Berry was saying like, yeah, quit attacking the president or whatever, I'd be like, well, using your platform to speak about the political issues you think are important. Or if they were talking about fake news or, whatever the hell that dude be talking about on Twitter, I wouldn't be mad at them because you're using your platform and that's what you think is important. But obviously in my politics, I can appreciate what these people are doing. So yeah, anybody, there's many articles and stuff about Race Imboden and what he did. And I guess it's not the first time. I guess he took a knee in 2017 too. Apparently didn't get as much coverage. Also, let's talk about your boy. I'm not a big MLS guy. Everybody knows that here we made a podcast. We don't really be covering MLS like that. Is that a bad thing? Maybe. Who knows? But I'm just not really that entertained by MLS. I do watch MLS highlights. Not every team. But sometimes I'm like, oh, I want to see like this old player. Like I'll watch LAFC to see if I can catch a lead and win highlight. I guess he doesn't really play that much anymore. I was watching Atlanta United to see if I can catch a Breck Shea highlight, but I think he tore his ACL recently. Sometimes I'll watch Vancouver. I guess that's my favorite team in MLS. I'm gonna keep it real. Half the time I watch them because they're funny, but I'm not a big MLS guy. I don't really keep up with it. I'll check the standings every once in a while, and I'll see some stuff on Twitter or whatever. But it's not the league that I follow by any means. But I did see this recently. Am I cloud chasing right now? Absolutely. Your boy Frank de Boer. I don't know who I'm saying your boy to. I usually say that to Caesar. He's not here. Frank de Boer, coach of Atlanta United. He recently was saying that, let me go ahead and scroll down to what this dude was talking about. He was saying that he doesn't think that equal pay, well, he said equal pay is ridiculous, actually. Now, let me just say this. You know what? Nah, I'm actually not going to give him that. Usually I like to give people who English isn't their first language a benefit of the doubt. Like maybe they got caught up, but this dude coached in England for a long time and he's from the Netherlands. I'm sure he's been speaking English his whole life. So they asked him about equal pay for men's and women's teams. I'm going to read what he had to say and then I'm going to say what I had to say because I'm not 100% sure about everything that he was talking about, but I'll just read what he said, quoting this article from The Guardian. Frank de Boer said, I think for me it's ridiculous. It's the same like tennis. If they're watching for the World Cup final 500 million people or something like that, and 100 million for a women's final, that's the difference. So it's not the same. And of course they have to be paid what they deserve to earn and not less, just what they really deserve. If it's just as popular as the men, they will get it because the income and the advertising will go into that. But it's not like that. So why do they have to earn the same? I think it's ridiculous. I don't understand that. Should I read this part? Yeah, I'll read this part. He says, I think it started because a woman was getting underpaid, especially at managerial positions. They have to earn the same as a man. I think if you have a manager position for a bank or something, you have to earn the same as what the men did because it's not physically, just only like mentally, I guess he was saying. So why do you have to earn less? Because you're doing the same job as a man. I think it's also dropped a little bit into the sports world like tennis and soccer, but I think that's still different. This article wasn't about equal pay. a lot of it was talking about his time at Crystal Palace where he did really bad, and I guess Mourinho said he's the worst coach in EPL or something like that. But I did think this was interesting. Now, I don't know if this journalist or whoever asked him about equal pay in regards to women's football across the world, or like in the Netherlands, or USA women's, or what. Like, I don't know what exactly they asked him, because he didn't address like one team or one competition. He's talking about the World Cup, I guess, but that's cool. So maybe, I can't speak for the Netherlands. I can't speak for them. I don't know what they got going over there. Apparently the federation is trying to do something to make the women's team and the men's team pay equal. This says the Royal Dutch Football Association, meanwhile, is taking the lead and committed to level the pay for men's and women's national team players. The women will receive annual raises through 2023 when their earnings for the national team service will equal that of their male compatriots. Let me. Okay, Dro just hit me up. So I don't know if I guess he's against that, and you know what? It's not for me to say, but damn, dog, why you hating? It seems like he's hating on that concept. I don't know why, but you know, you would think somebody would just congratulate them. It's not taking the money out of your pocket if the women are getting paid the same as the men in the national team. Obviously, you ain't playing for them anymore. I don't know about the Netherlands, but the USA women are involved in some kind of lawsuit situation with the USSF Mafia to get equal pay. Apparently, they've been coming out saying the women do get paid the same or more. I don't know. As you know, here we made a podcast. We think the USA women should be paid more than the men, but they're trying to work on that. I don't know about the Netherlands, but the USA women definitely deserve more than the men. Also, I think it'll be a shame if this guy gets paid more than Jill Ellis was getting paid. And I think when it comes to national teams, it's a little bit different than club teams. I don't necessarily think, I don't even know if Manchester United, or let's say Juventus, like, I don't think necessarily the Juventus women's team should get paid as much as the Juventus men's team. But if they did, I'm down. But when you're talking about national teams, when like the women's team is baller and the men's team is garbage, or like just not, they've never reached the levels as the men, why is it that the women got to get paid less? Like, why? Just because there's not as many people that go watch? Of course there's not. But that's not their fault. They're going out there and proving it every single time they play. Let's just speak for the USA men's and women's. If the USA men could get on any level close to the women, then sure, their pay should be close. But the women go out there and perform. They're the pride of soccer in this country, not the USA men. But Frank de Boer is a hater, it seems like. Okay, let me go ahead and get into some quick game recaps. And then I'm going to call Dro, and we're going to have him on speakerphone. And hopefully it works like it did last time. Let me just send this text really quick. So he knows what number I'm calling from. And he actually picks up. Bang. Okay. So, of course, I watched a bunch of games this weekend. It was opening weekend for Liga and EPL. Just going to get to this stuff really quick before I call Dro. I did watch Monaco-Lyon. Oh, it was a dope game. Cesc Fabregas got that red card. I'm not going to get into the whole recap. I wish I could. Memphis Depay had a gangster goal, nutmegged Monaco's goalie from like way far out. It was a 2-goaler, as I call them. Cesc Fabregas got some red card, tripping out here. In the 20th minute, I was talking about Ronnie Lopez looking a little rusty, Ronnie Lopes, but don't even matter. They just swapped him out with Wissam Blue Benjamin Franklin Yetter. Wissam Ben Yedder's coming to Monaco, and Ronnie Lopes going to Sevilla. I think that's a cool move. I think it seems like Falcao might leave, but I think somebody like Wissam Ben Yedder, who can kind of play anywhere in that front 3 or 2 or whatever they want to do, I think that'll be good for them. Monaco looked kind of whack, but I think it's because they started some really young players at positions that were vital. But they still have Keita Balde and they still have Jovetic, and I think they can get back on track. Lyon looked really good. Hopefully their defense can go hard. Oh, what's his name? Denier, the center back, was the captain, and I'm tripping that dude's 24. This dude's like he's 44. I also watched West Ham versus City. Few things. I did not know West Ham still had Lanzini, the fake Italian. Let me stop. And they still got Carlos Sanchez. I thought that was no. I think he tore his ACL last year or something like that. I didn't realize Rodri, the dude that they got from Atleti, was so big. That dude's huge. What was the score of this game? Oh, 5-0. Oh, Raheem Sterling got a hat trick. Can't believe that he didn't get a FIFA best nod. In the beginning of the game, it didn't really look that great for City, but then they ended up destroying them. City looking for that three-peat. That'll be dope if they do. I'm down, whatever. As long as some other whack team don't win the EPL. I put on Twitter too. Should I? No, whatever. I did watch Tottenham versus Aston Villa, only so I could do an Ndombele tracker, and I did. He started off the game kind of slow, but I put in the first half he had 5 good plays, no bad plays. In the second half, I put that he had, I think I have 2 bad plays, 1, 2, 3, 4 good plays, or maybe 5 good plays actually, but one of them was a goal. It was a shot, I think it was off after a corner, fell to him. The shot did get deflected, but it went in. So the Spurs won 3-1, but he definitely started off that scoring with that goal. Broke the deadlock. He got subbed off late. I did watch Lille versus Nantes to do a Timothy Weah tracker. Gotta be honest, he had a bad game. In the first half, I put that he had 4 bad plays, 2 good plays. In the second half, I put that he had 1 good play and 2 bad plays, and one of them was a yellow card. And then he got subbed in the 68th minute. He had a bad game. A couple sparks, I guess you could say, but it didn't look good for him. Honestly, I'm gonna keep it real. Timothy Weah, say what you want, but he might be a right back on the low. I did not watch Man U versus Chelsea, but I know that the score was 4-0. I think Pogba had 2 assists, which I thought was good, and Daniel James scored. Oh, I did look at the starting lineup, and that's why I didn't watch it actually, because I'm like, yo, you're starting Black Barkley, Tammy Abraham, and some dude named Mount. Who is that? I'm like, there's no way Chelsea's going to win this game. I also watched PSG versus Nîmes, mostly to see the starting lineup and then to see if Mbappe would actually pass the ball to Cavani. I did think it was cool that Cavani took the penalty. PSG won 3-0. It wasn't a free-flowing game, but I think part of that was because Marquinhos was at playing CDM, and I think they need Marquinhos to be playing center back. And I guess the guy Idrissa Gueye is a CDM, and I think once they have him in there, they'll do a lot better. But yeah, let me call Dro right now, and I can get into my Danny Ceballos tracker. We can talk about Arsenal. Let me see this really quick. Apologies for the delays, but let me see if this is his number that I have saved already. Yes. So I'm going to call Dro on speakerphone. Bang. Let me turn the speaker on. Apologies. And let me go ahead and give him a call. Bang. I'm going to cover the ringing part so you don't got to hear all that. Dro. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, hold on one second, actually, because I think I'm trying to get it on the Bluetooth, and it didn't work. Let me call you right back. Okay. Of course it has an issue. Let me call him back. We made it podcast.com. Yeah, gotcha. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Why is it not connecting to the Bluetooth though? Let me try that. Oh my goodness. Okay. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, cool. There it is on the Bluetooth. All right, man. Let's hope. Hopefully, this works as good as it did last time.
Oh yeah.
If not, then whatever. I'm doing the episode by myself. Caesar's out in Hawaii, big ballin'. How you doing, man?
Yeah, I seen him on Twitter.
Yeah, dude, look at this
Hey,
dude.
how about yourself, man?
Left your boy behind. Called me. Called me when he got there. I was like, "Hey, I'm in Hawaii." I'm like, "Damn."
Must be nice.
I'm joking. He let me know before he's leaving. Um, what's going on, man? Arsenal starting it off with a win.
Yeah. You know what, man? It was even though it was 1-0, it was a good win in my opinion, man.
Oh, I think so
That
too.
type of game last year, we would have drawn or we would have lost. So I'm happy with those 3 points.
Oh, absolutely. I watched. I didn't watch the entire game. I think I. What did I do? I think I just watched the second half. You know what? I'm gonna keep it real. I watched until Danny Ceballos got in because I just wanted to see when he was in. Oh wait, no wait. He started the game.
No, Ceballos came off the bench.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Okay, because I'm looking at the wrong notes. Okay, yeah, I watched it when he got on, and honestly, I said the same thing after watching Arsenal a lot last year. At the end of the game, I was like, Newcastle's definitely going to score.
Yeah, that was my fear too. Especially when your boy Gucci Headband came on, he was making some moves and making some runs. So I definitely thought like, man, they're going to score. And we're going to have to really fight hard to come back, and it's going to end up being 1-1. It's going to be a 1 point from the game we should have got 3 from. So
Yeah, that's
I'm
what.
happy he was able to get that one.
Yeah, there was one point in the match when I seen Saint Maximus. He like dropped back deep. I was like, oh man, he's trying to get it cracking because he used to never do that. I was like, him dropping back at that midfield to get it cracking. I was like, oh, they're gonna score, but Arsenal held it out.
Yeah, man, especially when I saw him coming down that particular side of the field, because I know Ainsley Maitland-Niles, he wants to get forward a lot. So when I seen him coming down that flank, I was like, ooh, man. Then with Socrates and Chambers in the middle, I was just like, oh, man, he's probably going to chop one of these dudes, start cutting in on him and put a shot on goal.
Yeah, he can do it. But yeah, well, let me just say my Danny Ceballos tracker. I know that you are saying, you got to give him some time, and I agree with you. But I never thought that he was a good player when he was at Real Madrid. So my Danny Ceballos tracker, I had him 2 good plays and 4 bad plays. He gave that ball away a few times with some,
Yeah, my only concern about him is adapting to the English game.
Yeah.
A lot of guys from that region of the world coming up to England because you're not playing games in Sevilla, you're not playing games in Las Palmas. You're up here at Newcastle. You have to go to Manchester when it's raining. Like it's August and it looked like December at the Newcastle match. So
yeah.
I worry about that, and I worry about him adapting to the physicality of the English game, especially in the middle of the park. Guys are coming at you hard, strong, and fast.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes the players are judged kind of harshly, and I feel like it's not always fair because people don't understand sometimes, like with the midfielder, like or a certain position, if you're used to having certain players around you that like the defense has to focus on, you're gonna have more space.
Yeah.
So, but in EPL, in that game, Lacazette wasn't playing. There's some other players that's like.
They didn't start.
Yeah, there's other players that are gonna like the defense is gonna be a little bit more attracted to them, so you can get more space. But honestly, I don't feel like Danny Ceballos is like. It was interesting to me to see that hype train for him. I'm like, honestly, I was just like, there's no reason for that. Like he's been average. Like I guess he had a good season at Betis, and that's why Real Madrid wanted him there. But like, there was a reason why he couldn't get on the pitch, and I've seen him in transition and do stuff. I'm just like, this guy is not athletic, and I saw some hints of that in that game too.
Well, me and you've already discussed it on Twitter. If anything else is alone, um, I don't think he wants. I don't think he sees his future at Arsenal. I'm necessarily don't see his future at Arsenal. So we can always return the sender on that one. But hopefully, once we get Aubameyang to his left, with Lacazette in front of him, Pepe to his right, hopefully that will create more space for him or any other midfielder. I'm talking about Ndombele to that space will open up and give them more opportunities to make passes, as well as what I want from that team role. I want somebody to put a shot in on goal.
Yeah.
Like, I want somebody to be able to pick the ball up, drive that goal with that space being created. If you're outside the box, you sit on top of it, put one on. You never know what happens. Deflection, bouncing, somebody could hit the goalkeeper, parry it back into the path of somebody else. But if anything else, he's a squad player. He offers depth. We're able to rotate players and keep players fresh. Because when you play in England, you're playing in your 3 domestic cup competitions plus the Europa League.
Yeah, absolutely. Let me. I'm gonna be honest. This is what bothered me actually. When I was seeing people on Twitter, putting the Arsenal starting 11, and they were putting Ceballos and not putting Guendouzi, and I'm like, how good of a season does Guendouzi have to have last year? And y'all are just putting him out for Danny Ceballos. I'm like, dog, that double pivot is Torreira and Guendouzi. Like, them two on the field together get it cracking. I don't know why somebody's just going to take him out like Danny Ceballos. Is it just because he's from Spain? Like, what's the deal here?
I think there are 2 different things. There's one, he's from Spain. He's from Real Madrid with the big man.
Okay.
Also, tactically, I think a lot of people think of the 4-2-3-1 the way Arsene Wenger played the 4-2-3-1 in his later years, which I totally disagree with. Some people, because back when Wenger was the manager, we would play Francis Coquelin and Santi Cazorla. So you would basically have an attacking midfield and double pivot, somebody that could pick the ball up, dribble through people, to get up top. Me personally, I don't prefer to play it that way. I prefer to play it the way Portugal played it in the UEFA Nations League final, where you have a defensive midfielder who's more defensive, and you have a defensive midfielder who can carry the ball. It's like Portugal did in the UEFA Nations League final. They had Danilo Pereira, who would stay and drop and split the 2 center backs once the fullbacks pushed out. And then you would have William Carvalho that would carry the ball, take it up the pitch, and break up tackles. I totally agree with you. I want to see Torreira and Guendouzi in that double pivot. Torreira dropping back, cutting off any pass lanes, and Guendouzi picking the ball up, dribbling up a little higher, and playing passes to our playmaker. So I think it's the ability not to debanger themselves, and also the idea of here comes this big player from this big club. He must be great. He must start him. And I don't necessarily think he's a starter. I think he's a rotational player depending on our opponents.
Yeah, and I hope that he doesn't. I mean, because honestly, I feel like he won't end up being a starter. I hope that he doesn't like sulk on the bench and stuff like that. Because if I'm not mistaken, while he was at Real Madrid, there were some reports about him being upset about his playing time. I don't know how true that was, or if it was his agent or something. But yeah, honestly, like having watched Arsenal so much last year, Guendouzi is so good, and in this game too, like. You don't see too many midfielders that just, when they get the ball, they turn their head forward and is just dying to pick out a pass. And there was a play in this last game against Arsenal too. I'm sorry, against Newcastle, where he like put one over the top for Aubameyang, and I think Aubameyang missed it or hit it wide or something like that. I don't know if you remember.
Oh yeah. Matter of fact, it's funny that you're talking about this because I literally just finished having a pretty good. I was having an argument with another Arsenal supporter about defensive midfield. If you go back and watch that match, what you'll see, and if you watch a lot of Guendouzi, is that what you'll see is when he receives the ball from the center backs, he's already checking over his shoulders to where to play the ball.
Always.
If you watch Granit Xhaka, Brandon Jacques is actually, when the ball is passed him, he's watching the ball come at his feet. And he looks at the ball until it touches his feet, and then he looks up to make a play. It's like, with pressure in the Premier League and where you are positioned, you can't afford to do that, because if you do that against a Liverpool, you do it against Tottenham, those guys are going to be on top of you fast, hard, and quick. So you can't, that split second, you don't have the time for that. And Guendouzi's already thinking a play ahead. That's what we ask any good midfielder to check his shoulders before receiving the ball. And that's why I think he's absolutely essential to what we want to do and what we need in our midfield.
Yeah, he trusts his feet. He trusts his feet. He knows that he's gonna get that. He trusts that he can control the pass. He's not scared of the ball. Like, and you see,
I mean, you know what? I say, I don't want to seem like I'm just talking crap about Brandon Jacques. I think he'll be a decent player if you put him in Serie A. If he played for Roma, if he played somewhere we had more time on the ball,
I agree.
He'd be a totally different player.
Yeah, no, Granit Xhaka is decent. And honestly, I don't think he's bad for Arsenal, but like as every game kind of like if you're depending on him, there's only so far you can go. When you got Guendouzi, when you got Guendouzi, Torreira, like those two, like I mean, whoever is the recruiter dude who got those two guys in, like especially that Guendouzi, this dude came from League Dub.
I think. Yeah, Guendouzi was actually a Unai Emery pick because Unai Emery was scouting him and he was the PSG manager.
Damn.
Lorient, from what I've heard, because I can't watch the league, dude. They seem to be producing some really top quality players.
Yeah. Going back to Granit Xhaka, like Granit Xhaka is cool, like that's fine. You know what I mean? Like that's a dude. Like he'll get you a yellow card. He'll do some stuff for you. But if you're really trying to play football, Arsenal has the players. Honestly, Granit Xhaka might be better playing center back. You know what I'm saying? Like you got Guendouzi.
You know what Granit Xhaka? The issue with Granit Xhaka was, I know me personally from like just talking to a lot of Arsenal fans, I think we misunderstood the type of player he was. We thought we were getting like some super strong defensive midfielder that was going to put in tackles and cut off passing lanes and spray beautiful balls forward. And it's almost like it's the exact opposite. Granit Xhaka would be probably better in a possession-based team, a slower team that knocks the ball around.
Yeah.
A team with actually super, super solid central defenders so he could get forward more. Like, when he plays for Switzerland, even though it's a national team, he plays in a totally different role. He's further up the pitch. He scores more goals. I think he's more comfortable in that role because if you watch us play, when we set up tactically, when the fullbacks push high, one of those central defensive midfielders needs to split the center backs or they need to go to one side of the center back, creating a back three. A lot of times when Granit Xhaka is there, he is the one that's wanting to go forward. So we'll take somebody like Ndombele, whose skill set would be better suited going forward, but he knows tactically, I'm playing with Granit Xhaka. I have to drop that to cover. Or with Lucas Torreira. When Torreira wants to push up, he's looking like, oh man, I forgot I'm playing next to Granit Xhaka. Let me play this short ball and get back to where I'm supposed to be because I know that he's not going to track back to be in the right spot.
Yeah. Honestly, it's just one of those things when I watch Guendouzi, like, I mean, I'm not trying to just ride him the whole time, but it's just so impressive to me because, like, there's a lot of these, especially midfielders or whatever, they get a lot of praise, Rabiot being one of them. And I watched a million Rabiot games, and I can count on one hand how many times he got the ball and looked forward and tried to, like, cut a pass through the defense. When Guendouzi does that, like every time, like a lot of these guys are just back pass billies, like just get the ball, look tentatively, and just pass the ball back, and that's boring. Guendouzi is like, let me get this ball and try to find this pass so we can get it going, and he rarely makes mistakes. But even if he was to make some mistakes doing that, like the ball get intercepted or whatever, like you can forgive it. But
you can forgive it because he'll make up for it. If he loses the ball, I tell you what, Guendouzi's tracking back, he's running his ass.
Oh yeah.
Try to win that ball back.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I'll be honest with you, we're grateful to have Guendouzi because when you look at him, I feel like he's a player that could have easily been scouted by PSG and PSG could have signed him. He could have easily been scouted and ended up playing for Barcelona or any other club. But luckily, we were able to get this guy in and groom him. And like you said about making a forward pass, literally the day we signed Nicolas Pepe, I think it was the next training session, it was Nicolas Pepe, Guendouzi, and Aubameyang walking together through training.
Oh, yeah, you know they're homies.
And and Lacazette was showing around Nicolas Pepe the first day. So you speak about that French connection, like, I'm a little bit more comfortable. We can speak our language, I can relax.
Yeah.
And you put Guendouzi back there in that double pivot with those three up top. The passes he could spray around the pitch. I could see this guy splitting defenses apart on his day.
Oh, yeah. You know Guendouzi and Lacazette and them speaking that ratchet French to each other. Just real, all the slang.
Man, you say that, it's a video on YouTube about, like, I forgot what they call it, but it's like a slang hood French that they speak in Paris. Like, they say things backwards, but it's only people from that neighborhood understand.
Hey, they get it cracking.
They jamming some MHD, some Kairos.
They are over there cracking jokes on everybody. Unai Emery speaks French. Like I don't know if he's like great. I mean, obviously he was at PSG, and I think part of the reason they wanted him is because he speaks French. But like them four are like saying stuff that Unai Emery don't understand because he speaks some more formal French. I'm sure they're having a blast, and I would imagine Granit Xhaka speaks French too.
What was that?
I would imagine Granit Xhaka speaks French too, being from Switzerland.
I would think so. I know he's from Albania.
Well, I mean, I think if I'm not mistaken, he grew
Switzerland when he was young.
Yeah, he grew up in Switzerland. I would imagine he speaks French too. But yeah, I'm excited to watch Arsenal. I'm probably going to be watching them again this season. But I'm not going to. Last year I was doing that Guendouzi tracker. I'm not going to, and I was doing Torreira tracker. I'm not going to do that this year. But what are you predicting for Arsenal this year, man?
Honestly, I think we could snatch third. I think third is up for grabs. It's going to be a tight contest between us and Tottenham. But I think third place is up for grabs. If we continue to do what we did Sunday and just get results out of matches that we should, then we'll be sitting nice at third. Because you have to think about City and Liverpool are miles ahead of everyone else. So you can expect not to get points from those games. But all those other matches, the matches that we were supposed to get a draw, let's get 3 points out of them. The matches we were supposed to lose, let's get a draw. That's what I really want to see.
Mm-hmm.
Then, to be honest with you, I know United smashed Chelsea, but I wasn't impressed by that. Like Chelsea, the only reason why Frank Lampard got that job is because he's Frank Lampard. He has done nothing to prove himself worthy of a manager. And honestly, I could see Chelsea finishing 7th or 8th. United, that was a flash in the pan. They sold Lukaku, so I wonder who's going to get the goals for them. I know they like Rashford and Martial, but those two guys to me are more speed versus accuracy. And like I said, Tottenham, I think they're going to concentrate on winning the trophy. I think the boy Pochettino needs to win the trophy because at the corner of his eye, he's eyeing that Real Madrid job. He's waiting for Zidane to quit so he can just jump ship. He's waiting for Solskjaer to get fired United so he can jump ship. So I think he wants to win the trophy just to put it on his resume. So I think they're going to prioritize the Champions League and thinking they can possibly be the next Liverpool and make it back to a final, which won't happen. But like I said, I think we can finish third.
Honestly, last season, Arsenal finished 5th. They lost their last 3 games. If they got 3 points out of those last 3 games, they would have been third. 2 points behind Chelsea. 2 points behind Chelsea at third. Literally, it lost the last 3 games. All you needed was 3 points. You'd have been third.
Yeah.
So
I think it was people want to blame Emery, but it was squad depth. Like you can't ask the man to make apple pie and you give him cornbread mix. You know what I'm saying?
And you also went to the Europa League final too. So you're going. You got a lot going on there. Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, he had to with guys being injured, guys not being 100%. He's just literally just robbing Peter to play Paul.
Yeah, it was tough. It was tough last season for them. But yeah, so I mean, honestly, I think Arsenal's close. I'm predicting the second place finish, and I'll tell you why. Mane and what's his name, Mohamed Salah. Yo, there's only so much you can do. Mane went all the way to the Africa Cup of Nations
Yeah,
final. Salah, like,
yeah,
okay, that the 2 seasons ago he had broke a record or something with goals. Last season, I mean, it was like 12 less goals or something like that. Although he still won the Golden Boot, tied with Aubameyang and somebody else. But I don't think 3 seasons in a row. Like, I think he's gonna decline more. I think Mane's gonna get burnt out over some time. You're not gonna really make it happen with the Origi and whoever else they got over there. Like, that's cute, but like you're not gonna be like top of the league with like Origi and Firmino playing with each other. I'm predicting the injury between one of those two guys, or at least just like tired legs. Chelsea, I'm not. They started some dude named Mount. I'm like, who the hell are these people? Uh,
yeah.
and Giroud's like on his last leg. It's not gonna happen. Man U, that's not gonna happen. Who knows if Paul Pogba's leaving? If he leaves, then it's over for them. Tottenham, I don't know about Tottenham. Honestly, like I don't know. Like they
I
they
think they're
could,
trophy hunting this year.
huh?
I think they're trophy hunting. I think they're going to prioritize
Oh, you
the
think so?
Champions League
Okay,
or the
yeah.
FA Cup. Like, hey, he has to get a trophy.
He has to, dude. He has to. I don't think he
Yeah,
is, but
to show what he did at Tottenham.
I don't think he is. Honestly, like the City is just looking incredible. Like City's ridiculous. That ain't nobody. There's no way you're getting City. But honestly, I could see Arsenal like with that team. They need to get some defensive depth, and I don't know if it'll be like I don't know who they can get necessarily, but like if you can get somebody at center back or some kind of like right, like just somebody that can really get it cracking in a defensive manner, I see second for Arsenal. Honestly,
Yeah, I totally agree with you with the defensive reinforcements. I'm not sure if we'll make a move in January. We might. I know during the
that's what needs to
summer,
happen.
later in the transfer window, we were linked with Upamecano, the French center back who plays for RB Leipzig in the Bundesliga. And I know you guys don't rate the Bundesliga.
No.
But my boy Upamecano is a beast.
No, I don't not rate the Bundesliga. I just don't watch it. I like. I'm sure there's ballers there. Like I just don't. I'm just not up on it like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because I plan on doing Bundesliga reviews this year as well.
Okay.
And I'm going to do an Upamecano tracker. You guys have inspired me to do player trackers. So I'm gonna do an Upamecano tracker.
He's a center back?
Yeah, center back. And his center back partner at Leipzig is Kanote,
Okay.
another young French player.
Yeah.
I watched those guys in the German Cup final, and those two guys I was just like,
Balling?
even if they get out of position tactically, they have the skill set to make up for it.
Okay.
I'm quick enough on my feet, I can toe poke a ball with it. I'm quick enough on my feet, I can recover if somebody gets in behind.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna keep it real. Like it's hard to do like a center back. Well, it's not that hard, but it's hard to do like a forward or like a center back. Usually it's easier to do a midfielder because like they're always in the screen, you know? And sometimes sometimes a center back is like doing some stuff that like you can't necessarily see, but it's important. But center back's not that difficult. But like I tried to do a forward one time and I was like, they don't really touch the ball enough to really do a tracker like that. But I guess you can do like, times they win the ball, times they do a good pass. There's ways to do it, but that'd be dope. Honestly, like that's how you really see how good a player is. If you're watching them the whole game, like I'm watching this person. Obviously, you're seeing the whole game, but it's like, like, what's your touch looking like? Where are your passes going? Are they mostly back passes? Are they mostly sideways passes? Are you looking forward? Those things like that are important.
Yeah, it's like what Vicente Del Bosque said about Sergio Busquets. He was like, if you watch Busquets, you can watch the whole game.
Damn, bars.
The way everything just flows through him.
I seen Busquets do some stuff. I'm like, I'm really annoyed that this guy is this level of an athlete, and America sucks at soccer. Like this, it just really annoys me. This dude is so good. You know, he's like not really athletic at all, but he's such a good soccer player, and America can't have nobody. Like, I'm like,
You got super Christian Pulisic.
yeah, like we got like one dude, but like Sergio Busquets is like literally one of the best players in the world. He's ridiculous, and his athleticism level is so low. Like it just blows my mind that you can't have one American baller midfielder dude, but like they got this guy who's like, if you put him in some shuttle drill, he's probably horrible, but he's an amazing soccer player. I wanted to ask you too, what you think, like who you think the league winners are going to be from La Liga, Serie A, and Bundesliga. Like, what do you expect in those leagues?
Bundesliga, I think it's going to be a three-way title race. I'll be honest with you. I think the Bundesliga is going to be the most exciting league to watch this year because you have Bayern who didn't accomplish what they needed to accomplish in the transfer market. I know they just signed Perisic, but they missed out on Leroy Sané. Dortmund had a massive rebuild, bringing in Thorgan Hazard, bringing in Nico Schultz at left back. They also brought in a winger, but I'm drawing a blank on his name. So that's going to be a super interesting title race. Serie A.
Well, who's the other team you thinking? In Bundesliga?
I'm sorry. Bundesliga is a three-way title race. Bayern, Munich, Borussia Dortmund, and RB Leipzig in a three-way title race. I think that's going to come down to the last couple of weeks of the season.
Okay.
Serie A, I think Inter will try their best to challenge Juventus, but I still see Juventus winning. Inter in second, Napoli in a distant third.
Ooh. I think Lukaku's going to turn up.
What's that?
I think Lukaku's going to. I think he's going to turn up.
Oh yeah, I think he's going to go absolute beast mode in Serie A. I think he's going to have all those United fans crying, man.
I think he's going to be so good with Serie A, dude.
I'm going to say 20 plus goals.
Easy.
Like 25 goals.
He might be challenging for Higuain's record.
Yeah, I see it. And plus, Conte, one of them, Conte's going to set that system up for him. Mm-hmm. And so I see some exciting stuff happening. In Spain, I'm gonna go out on a limb because I haven't heard anybody say this. Atletico Madrid.
Ooh, okay.
I think João Felix is going to light it on fire. Because they're already solid defensively. And then the fact that he's going to allow some of those players to kind of roam a little bit more. You got Ken and Trippier getting up on the side. So,
come on, Dro. You didn't just drop Trippier. Come on now.
Hey.
Black Trippier?
Certain players need to challenge themselves.
Okay, all right.
Have a point to prove. I think Trippier got a point to prove.
He's like, look, I'm black.
Especially with the Euros coming up.
Y'all sleeping on me. Y'all know I'm black. You know me.
Who else I didn't know was black?
Well, I don't know if
Ross Barkley was black.
Oh, we've been talking about Black Barkley for so long. You know what's funny?
I know the dude was a brother.
Dog, okay. You know what's funny? I was saying that Ross Barkley looked black. I was like, dude, see, he looks kind of black to me. Then, literally, like sometime after that, he got into like a fight or something at a bar because the dudes were saying racist stuff to him because his grandpa is Nigerian.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I was like, yo, I know my people. So, but Kieran Trippier is not claiming it, but it's gonna come out at some point. His black dad is gonna show up.
Gotta get the haircut off.
Yeah, his black daddy's gonna show up years later and be like, "Hey, man, son, try to get on a reality show or something." But yeah,
I think Atletico is going to take the lead.
Okay, Atleti.
Because I think Real Madrid, they're under a rebuild,
Yeah,
They
they are.
don't. I don't think Florentino Perez is going to allow the time that it takes to go through a true rebuild.
They got some
I
bad
think he's going to
signings.
interfere with that Zidane.
Yeah.
I think he's going to piss off Zidane. And I think Barca. I think they're putting all their eggs. Lionel Messi came out and said it like it's basically Champions League or bust.
Well, they said that last season too. He said the same exact thing last season, and then laid that egg against Liverpool in the second leg.
Yeah, and blames everyone else. Oh no, I take it back. The media blames everyone else.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, I can see Atleti. Honestly, I can't see Real Madrid. Like I feel like they just didn't really make the signings they needed to.
Nah.
But yeah, I mean, I would say between Barcelona and Atleti. But obviously Real Madrid, I would imagine, is going to be in there. Who knows? Maybe I like Valencia a lot. Maybe they can push it a little bit, but I don't know. If I think if Kondogbia can stay healthy, I think they can push it a bit.
Yeah.
But yeah, okay, yeah, I agree with that. I don't know Bundesliga, but yeah, I can see Serie A.
I'm not going to talk about. I'm not going to talk about the League One title race.
Yeah. Toulouse is gonna. Yeah. I mean, who knows? Lyon look good. If they can keep their if Lyon can like just not lose the games that don't make any sense, they can push. Honestly, they got a solid team. I kind of like. I can't say I like their front three more than PSG, but their front three is a beast front three, dude. Traore, Ndombele, and Memphis Depay. Like that's a beastin' ass front three.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It's like you was those matches against like Rennes or
they just lose them random matches. They would just lose from a mentality perspective. If they can change that, then they can push it.
So no hope for Marseille.
Your boy Adil Rami's out here wilding out. Your boy Marseille is just too ratchet, dude. Like honestly, I just feel like the fans put too much pressure, and I feel like it's like some mafia down there holding players' families hostage, and they just can't get motivated.
Yeah, man. Marseille has always been like I've always followed them on the career field.
Yeah, that's not gonna happen. Marseille.
So man, what's what happened with your boy Neymar?
I don't know. I have no idea. Honestly, Neymar is I guess he's gonna go to Barcelona, but my question is, can he fit back into the Barcelona system? Can he humble himself? Because he's been playing like he's the number one guy for so long. For these past two seasons, going backwards with the ball. We'll see if he can do it.
I don't see where he plays.
Yeah, me neither.
Me neither. In Barcelona.
Me neither. I don't know.
You gonna play him as an overlapping fullback?
I have no idea. Hey, Dro, hold on 1 second. I have to handle something for 2 seconds. If you want to talk about Arsenal, go ahead. I just have to run for 2 seconds.
Oh, go ahead, man.
Okay. Go ahead and talk shit about Ozil.
Oh man, Mesut Ozil. This is Mesut Ozil's break or make season with Aubameyang, Lacazette, and Pepe in front of him. He should break his own assist record. Like there's no excuses. And I'm not just talking about Mesut Ozil. I'm talking about the Mesut Ozil fanboys on Twitter, all the Mesut Ozil fan pages out there that talk crap and continuously post videos from 5 years ago of some assist he made against some Bulgarian team in the Europa League. Like please stop it. Like this is his year with those attacking options, with midfielders behind him that are able to get him the ball. The man should really light it on fire. He really should. But who knows? I'll be honest with you. I think the guys he's just going to hang out, see out his contract. He's going back to Turkey on a free. You know, he's cool with Erdogan, the prime minister. So that's the move I see from him. I don't. I question it. Like I said, this is going to be his make or break. It's about his work ethic. How bad do you want it? Here's the plate. It's set up on the silver platter for you. Can you produce or can you not produce?
How do we get Ozil to MLS, yo?
man. You know what? MLS Twitter for you. MLS Twitter for you. Twitter for me.
That's true.
You know the way they do contract subsidized, just break it up in 32 parts.
Oh God, talk about that. But yeah, but yeah, man. Yeah, I'm glad we got to talk about Arsenal. I'm like a, I can't say I'm an Arsenal fan, but like, I love watching them now. You're part of that.
I appreciate that, man.
Yeah.
Just one fan trying to give my perspective on it because I get tired of regular football media. I get tired of the other people that not all the other people. There's some really cool people within the Arsenal community, but I just get tired of. I got tired of getting into Twitter wars and YouTube wars, like trying to type my point.
Yeah.
So that's the reason why I do my videos. Like instead of typing and trying to write out long paragraphs, let me just explain to you what I see.
Yeah.
That's going on the pitch.
Yeah, man, and keep the videos coming, man. I like watching them, especially like after I watch the game too. Like I like to hear like what you have to say about it too.
Oh yeah, same here, man. Like you guys on my podcast now. I'm looking for a new podcast. I'm watching Twitter to see you guys gonna post man. And keep the videos coming. And that's why you guys talking about the situation with Black Arrow FC. I'm like, man, I know the feeling. I know what it feels like, man. But just keep them coming.
Yes, sir, man. We got to do it. Yeah, everybody, make sure you check out Dro the Gooner on YouTube. I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up over here, man.
Oh, appreciate it now. It was an absolute pleasure having you guys having me on, man. Like I said, and I love everything you guys do.
Appreciate it, man.
Make sure you guys follow their YouTube videos, man. Get those views up on YouTube, man. Because those guys, like, I literally laugh every single time I check you guys out.
I be laughing when I watch them back, too. Okay, yeah, man. All right, man. I'm going to holler at you soon then, man.
All right, man. Have a good one, brother.
All right, you too, man. That is the homie, Dro. As y'all see, y'all saw me. I had to go use the bathroom. Damn shame, right? Because I was drinking that coffee. Yeah, Dro talking about Arsenal. Hopefully the quality was okay. But if not, then whatever. I've heard worse quality stuff many times on people actually not even using a phone. But yeah, I'm enjoying watching Arsenal. Obviously, I only watched one game, but I forgot who they're playing this week. They got some big games coming up, and I'm gonna be watching. Well, now all the leagues are starting this weekend, so I think Barcelona's playing Athletic Bilbao this Friday. Who else? Some other big games. I think Real Madrid's playing Celta Vigo. Celta Vigo was trash last year, but maybe they'll be a little bit better this year. I think my boy Santimino went to Celta Vigo. Oh, made me so sad. But yeah. Oh, I meant to say this to Dro too. I'm sure that like Pep is looking at Guendouzi like, yeah, I'm gonna get him off of Arsenal. So yeah, cut that check, get Guendouzi. We need him. Hopefully some big team don't come for him because I like him on Arsenal. And I'd like to see Arsenal do well. But yeah, I don't think I said my picks. I did say who I think's going to win the league in the other leagues. Was there anything else I want to say? No, I don't think so. Anyway, make sure you check out Dro the Gooner on YouTube. DROTHA or E, the Gooner. It'll come up if you look for it. Big Arsenal supporter and has a great perspective. Great game analyst, in my opinion. And if you check him out, you'll see. You don't have to be an Arsenal fan necessarily. And he said he's going to be doing Bundesliga recaps. Maybe that's where I'll get my Bundesliga information from, because we do not cover it. Or maybe Caesar will start watching this year. I don't know. Yeah, make sure you check us out. We made a podcast.com. We made a podcast on all social media. We're popping on Instagram. We're on Twitter. We will respond. We're on LinkedIn. If you want to see our TV pilots we made, they're on our YouTube channel. There is a playlist for them. There's 4 of them. Maybe we'll do another one soon. We'll see. But yeah, we made a podcast, episode 120, without Caesar, sadly. My boy's out in Hawaii doing it big, surfing, catching sharks or something probably. Out there partying, left without your boy. I think he moved there. Who knows? But yeah, he'll be back for episode 121, I would assume. Yeah, keep it locked. Holla.